Shalom. I do want to start off this lesson by saying all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH for giving me the opportunity to do this lesson today. I do want to give double honor to the elders and apostle Great Millstone for teaching the truth by using precept upon precepts and line upon line. And I want to go straight to the point. The whole point of this topic I'm getting into is about chariots, UFOs. The reason why is because these chariots, or aka, or you guys known as them as UFOs, are the reason why I want to talk about them is because they're going to be the weaponry that Yahweh Shemashai is going to use to destroy America. Or not the only weapon, because Yahweh Shemashai is also going to use, vengeance of spirits, where the spirit is going to take over some animals or people to, exact vengeance upon other people to do judgment. Or you're going to see sedition of man, famine, plagues, even nukes. All right. Well, he's also going to use chariots to, wreak judgment. And there is scripture that talks about how chariots are going to do destructions to this place. Or even the vital Jehoshaphat. All right. Book of Joel, chapter 3 talks about it. Or how, he has a sickle, right? And he's there, he gather people up and he's going to just crush them all. All right. And what he's going to use with the chariots. He's going to use the chariot to do so. All right. And I do remember the scripture. I forgot, but Lo only Yahweh Shemashai put it back in my memory in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 3. It talks about how he comes with a great mountain and how basically the soldiers saw the mountain, and that's talking about the UFOs, the chariot, and they saw it coming to their face and they all started fighting it because they're like, dang, this enemy is powerful. This enemy is strong. All right. Also, a brother from Prophets in Babylon sent a video in a group chat. And basically, it was like ships. It was like multiple ships. He recorded it too. He zoomed in with his phone, and it was like damn near multitude of ships in an organized manner. It was all chariots. All of them were chariots. You could kind of like, when you see it, you could clearly see those chariots like forming in, but you could see them in an organized manner. All right, showing you that what Yahweh Shemashai has come with vengeance. He's come with judgment. All right, and they're coming swiftly. It's not something that's like it's going to come to pass. A lot of you guys is going to start seeing these chariots of the Lord, and the prophets out here, they're telling you that these chariots are not here for your good. If you've been wicked in America, guess what? Those chariots are your worst nightmare, because they're gonna be here to basically put you to death. That's what they're here for. And towards you other military men out there that's about to be sent to the Middle East. That's the thing you're about to be fighting in War 3. Yes, you're going to be fighting the other nations. Yes, you're going to be in the midst of war. But what's going to happen is that the chair's going to come out as a thief in the night. You're going to see in the sky. It's going to appear in the sky. And then you're going to, instead of fighting your enemies, you're going to join hand with your enemies just to fight that chariot. That's what's going to happen, So let's go to the book of Isaiah 63. Let's go to verse 1. It says this: Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garment from Bozrah? Bozrah. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in his greatness of his strength. All right, what is that greatness of his strength? The chariots. All right, you're going to see it glory. You're going to see it appear in the battlefield, and people's going to be asking questions: Who is this? Who is this? What is this? People's gonna be appalled. People's gonna be scared. Why? Because they don't really know, what's in the chariot, what's in the UFO. They believe it's green aliens that came from Mars. Some don't believe it's just aliens that came from outer space, from a different world. They're, super, they're superior than us, so they come here to, take over the world. But it's actually what? Yahweh Shai. And scripture talks about it. He said what? He's traveling with his great strength. Traveling. And the greatness of his strength. What is the greatness of his strength? That chariot. All right. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Who is he? Who is going to come down to save the elect, 144,000? The only begotten son. What is his name? Yahawashai. So who's going to be in the chariot that's coming down? Yahawashai and his angels. Basically Yahawashai and his troops coming down to exact vengeance upon the heathen for what they had done to the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans. And you're going to see a lot of these chariots very soon. All right. Let's go to verse 2. It says this: Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garment like him that treadeth in the wine fat. All right. I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me. So Yahweh Shemashai said, I'm going to basically be killing people, and nobody's going to help me. I'm going to do it alone. All right. It says, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment, and I will stain all my remnant. Meaning that he's about to bring basically genocide, judgment. All right, and this is not far fetched. This is the same God. This is the same, this is the same type of power that had basically agreed with the genocide of the Noah Ark, when Yahweh basically said, "F it, I'm going to just flood the whole earth," And he does not Yahawashi think like Yahweh? Yes. So him coming down and doing this damage is not far fetched. This is not far away from their character. And is Yahawashi justly angry? Yeah, because look at the wickedness on earth. What did Esau Edom had done to the whole world? He had taught the whole world sodomy, pedophilia, war, death, and destruction. So of course Yahweh Bashim is angry. He's gonna do vengeance. And of course he's gonna start treading down people left and right, because everybody been doing according to their own flesh. So this is not far-fetched. All right, this is not something that's out of reality. This is what's about to come true very soon. All right, this is about to come true very soon. This is the reality of America and the future possible World War III. These chariots are going to be is going to be one of the things that's going to be put a lot of you people to death. A lot of you people to death. All right, verse 3, let's read it again. I have trodden the winepress alone, the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment. And that's metaphor. That's metaphorical. You're not seeing Yahawashi coming down, fighting in the midst of War 3. The chariot's basically gonna do all the work, but the chariot's gonna be doing a lot of killing. So Yahawashi made a metaphor of how my garment is gonna be, for the blood, because he's basically killing so much people. All right, and I will stain all my remnants. Verse 4: for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. And it's coming very soon. The days are getting shorter. War 3 is damn near right around the corner. All right, I was at work, and basically a woman, it was an Eve, and she was talking about how things about to get real. All right, because Florida, they basically passed a law how basically everybody could get guns now, and you don't need any type of regulation. You could just get a gun, walk around with it. And then now in November, they're about to take away what? Food stamps. So what do you think people's gonna do in November? They're gonna start robbing places, and they're gonna let it happen. That's literally Jacob trouble. When people start robbing stores and emptying out stores, now there's famine in the stores. You can't have no food. Now it's gonna give the excuse for Trump to do what? Bring in martial law. You're going to see chaotic times like Jacob trouble. Is that not prophecy? Yes. All right. So the days are moving faster. You see Jacob trouble coming in, with his ugly head. So if those prophecies about to come to pass, how much more for World War 3? And World War 3 is about to come to pass, how much more for the chariots to do their judgments? It's not far-fetched. It's really, in this day and age, this is not far-fetched anymore. And you're going to see chariots in the sky doing damage. All right. So let's continue on. It's verse 5. It says this, and I love this scripture. I love this this verse, because this verse basically shows that what Yahweh Shai, him and him alone, is gonna do this judgment. All right, he's gonna save the elect, beat them in a chariot. All right, but who's gonna be doing the damage of the whole world? Yahweh Shai. Book of Deuteronomy 32:39 says, "See not that I, even I am He, and there's no God with me. I kill, not make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands." He's the one that kills and make alive. He's the one who wounds and he heals. Other than that, there's nobody on earth that could do it, except if Yahweh Shai sanctioned it to do it. And is he not going to sanction a lot of death in World War III? Yes, he is. For what? For his anger, for what they had done on earth. All right. So let's go to verse 5. It says this, and I looked, and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it uphold me. So Yahawashi said, look, I looked both ways and nobody had helped me. I had done this anger. I had done this judgment. And I'm going to look, and nobody's going to escape it. He brought salvation from his elect, and he brought the judgment toward his enemies. Who could be like Yahawah? Nobody can. And everybody's going to see it. I believe Isaiah 14 says what? Let's grab Isaiah 14 real quick. Isaiah 14, that's 20. Isaiah 14, let's go to the last scripture. It says this. What shall one then answer the messenger of the nation? That the Lord Yahawah have founded Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in him. So basically this scripture tells you what? That the nations around is going to ask one another, what the hell just happened? Who had destroyed our armies? Who defeated us? And they're going to know the name, Yahawah. And they're going to say, damn, our Israel, God had saved them. The God of Israel had saved them and have redeemed them. What it says that the Lord have founded Zion, have founded his beloved people, Israel, first of all the elect, and the poor of his people shall trust in him. The whole world's going to know. The whole world's going to know. It's not going to be a secret in that time. Everybody's going to know. They're going to know the name of the Lord Yahawah. All right. It says, verse 6, it says, and I will tread down the people in my anger and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. What is these nations' strength? These airplanes, these tanks. He gonna bring them down to the grave. He gonna bring it down to the low, especially Esau Edom. Esau Edom, he loves bragging about his F-22s, his Ambram tanks, his weaponry. What is Yahawah about to do? He's about to bring them down to the grave. He's about bringing them down to the ground. You're gonna humble Esau Edom, and it's gonna be an embarrassment defeat, because after that, when he destroys Esau Edom main country, America, and everything that Esau Edom got, they're going straight to captivity. All right, they're going straight to captivity. Let's go to Isaiah 34. Let's go to verse 5. I want to go straight to the point. It says this, verse 5, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is a Greek word to say Edom. Who is Edom? White people. They're the one who rules the world. All right. Job 9:24, the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. He covered the face of judge thereof. If not, wherein who is he? Who is this God that had whitewashed? Who is this guy that had whitewashed the scriptures, that had ruled the world in wickedness and made people mourn? Who is this type of person that rules the whole world through moral and political talks, and basically put the Caesar Borgia in everybody's face and said, that's how God looked like? That's white people. That's Edomites. So who is Yahawah coming for? You people. And it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment, to utterly destroy you. And that's what's about to come to pass. These chariots are coming for vengeance. It's coming for bloodshed. They're coming for war. Yes, they're coming for the elect too. They're gonna, protect the elect. But for you heathens, especially you Edomites, he's coming for you. And these chariot sightings that's happening, and this probably might be a helicopter image right here, so I could be wrong about this. But the brother from Prophet Babylon, he damn near have a video clip of chariots lined up. The fact that there's that much chariots in the sky, it was, I would say 20. I would say 20. I could be wrong, but I know it's more than damn near 7. I know that for sure. It's more than 8. So I'm saying 20. Or it's probably more. The phone probably didn't pick it up. There's probably more. It shows that Yahawah is coming for vengeance. He's not holding back prophecy anymore. Everything's moving fast. All right, and we're still in 2025. Remember, we're still in 2025. All right. So let me grab another scripture real quick, and a little one that I remember the chapter, 2 chapter 3. Let's see. Let's start at verse 20. Nope, that's not it. Let me see where it is then. Let me see. I don't think 3 is right. I don't think second Esdras was the first one. I think it's the first Esdras chapter 3, most likely. Am I wrong? Yeah, it is wrong. I am wrong. What chapter is it? I know it was in 3. I know it's 3. Dang, man. I love that. I love that book. I love that verse. Talks about how the battle happens. Hold on real quick. Salakia. I had to deal with something. I probably paused the clip. But for you it seems instant, but for me it was like a minute. But going back to the point, I'm pretty sure I was trying to find the chapter 3. So it came to pass I read them that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these. All right, let me see. I know it's in book second Ezra 3. If not, I'm gonna pause the video again to see where it is. You know what? I might just do that. Bear with me real quick. Okay, so I think I know where it is now. So I believe it was second Esdras. I was right about second Esdras, but it was 13. Let's start on verse 8. Yes, okay. So I was wrong. I kept on saying 3, but it was actually 13. So let me see. All right, so it says this. Let's start at verse 1. The second Ezra 13, verse 1. And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. All right, second Ezra basically had a dream, a vision of what's going to happen in the future. And this future is talking about now, in the end times. And we're in the end times right now, in World War III. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that moved all the waves thereof. And behold, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Obviously, that's talking about YAHAWASHI. And what is it talking about? The chariots. You know, thousands. What do you think the angels going to be flying? They're going to fly in the chariots. All right. Verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it feels the fire. And that's talking about the laser beam. Basically, obviously, Yahushua is not going to be open his mouth and the next minute people evaporates. No, you're going to see the chariots shooting laser beam toward the people, and they're going to be burning alive. Concentrated fire. They're going to be evaporated. Zap, zap all over the place. You're going to see this UFOs killing people. Literally. I'm not making this up as bring out my behind. This is future prophecy of what Yahushua is going to do. He's going to be killing people, zapping y'all, zapping all y'all people. All right. After this, I behold, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of a number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right. And I behold, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. And who was it he that flew upon this great mountain? Yahushua. That is what's going to happen. You're going to see Yahushua in the chariot, these UFOs as people be seeing, and they're going to do a lot of committing a lot of genocide, a lot of murders all over the place. All right. It says, but I would have seen the region or place there were out the hills was graven, and I could not. So it's so big to the point where you couldn't see the hills, you couldn't see the mountains. It's just covering everything. And after this I behold, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. So basically, they all came together. In War III, you know how Russia's fighting America troops. You see Iran troops fighting Israeli troops, and Israeli troops is fighting other nation troops, and France is there, and everybody fighting one another. They're gonna join together to fight the chariots, and they're gonna be scared doing it too. Why? Because You know, imagine you fighting a war. You know, you seen airplanes flying, you seen bombers coming, you see a fat chariot just come out of nowhere, just boop, just pop out of nowhere in the sky. They're gonna be scared. They're gonna be like, "What the hell is that?" They're gonna be thinking it's an alien. They're gonna be thinking it's an alien. They're gonna be thinking it's an alien invasion. Well, it's not. It's just Yahawashi coming back to exact vengeance on part of the heathen for they had done. Even toward the 2/3 Jakes that's in the midst of the war. That was part of the world. They're finna die on that side too. Because they was part of the wickedness of the world. The abominable acts. They drank the wine of Esau Edom. Alright? The whole point of this lesson I'm trying to say is that very soon you're finna see these chariots killing a lot of people. You're finna see chariots doing damage. And it's gonna come to pass very soon. You know? And I just wanna talk about it because we're at the end times. You know, everybody talks about thermonuclear missiles. Everybody talking about War 3, famine of the word. But what about the chariots? What about the chariots? What do you think the chariots gonna do? What do you think these UFOs gonna do? You think these UFOs just gonna be here just to give high five? No, they're here to kill you. Straight to the point. They're here to F you nations up, and they're gonna do a lot of damage. All right, but that's how I want to get into today. Louis edified by this lesson. All right, and it's lucky if you hear music in the background. My dad radio, he loves it. But I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH for giving me the opportunity to do a lesson today. I do want to give double honors to the elders and Apostle GREATMILLSTONE for teaching the truth by using precept upon precepts and line upon line. Shalom.